Now, I'm going to show you how to make your bar graph. Okay, so this is what a graph looks like. Okay, and what are some of the things that you notice about this graph or this sheet? Okay, have a think. You might notice that there are numbers down the side. Okay, now these numbers down the side, what would they represent, do you think? These numbers down the side represent the total number of heads and tails we come up with. Okay, so these are the total numbers of our tally. Okay, total of our tallies. Okay, or coin toss, coin tosses. Okay. It's the total number that we got. Okay. So, because in this one we have 13, our total, we need to find 13. Okay, I'm going to show you how you do that now. Okay. So in a second. Now down the bottom, we've got our little gaps down here. Okay. So here is what you need to do. Okay. So you need two different colours. Okay. I want to choose red as my heads, okay? And I'm going to choose blue for my tails, okay? Now, with my red, I need to put down here the title heads, okay? Because that means heads. So I'm going to put in nice and neatly heads, okay? So that's the title. That's how many heads that I tossed, okay? Now my next title, which is tails, I need to write in blue. Okay, so I'm going to write in blue. I'm going to write tails. Okay. Now that we've got our headings down here, and we know that there's a number represents the total that we got, we need to draw our bar graphs. Okay. So first off, I'm going to show you a little trick. So in our totals for heads, we got 7. Okay. Now along here, we can count up to 7 and find it. Okay. So 7 is here. So how do we draw that in our little bar graph? Okay. Well, 7 is here. We can move across into our little lane. Okay. I'm going to call this a little lane. Okay. So number 7. I need to move across into that little bar that's there, okay? So 7 goes into there. Now I'm going to do a little trick. I'm going to count up to my 7. I'm going to move across to my heads lane. Oh, it's really called a column, isn't it? Remember they're called columns that go up and down? Yeah, so they're actually columns. So in my column, I'm going to put a little dot in the 7 because that was our total. Now I'm putting a dot there because that's what I need to colour up to. Okay, so I need to start down here and colour up to 7. Okay, so I don't need to go any further because I didn't roll that many, did I? That wasn't my total. So I need to stay at 7. Now I need to make sure when I colour in my bar graph that I don't go into the other ones, okay? Or into the numbers. I need to stay in the little bars, okay? They're like little rectangles. Okay, so you can draw in one at a time like this. Or colour in, I should say. Alright. That's one. Now I can draw in my second one. Okay. Like that. Now making sure that I'm nice and neat and going to the edge. Okay, so see how I'm right at the edge? Making sure I'm not going into the tails column. Okay, so nice and neatly colour in your graph. Graph like that, making sure I'm not going to the next one. Okay, now I'm up to 4. Now you might be able to find a faster way to do this. Okay, but as long as it's nice and neat, okay? Because if it's not nice and neat, then we won't be able to see the data quickly. all the data that you found. Okay, so I'm up to 6. Oh, that was a nice and neat, Mr. Mitch. Okay, so now colouring in, making sure that's nice and neat. Now I'm up to my circle, okay? Now I can draw in my circle or my dot 1, okay? And that's going to be my last, okay? That's going to be my last little box. Okay, so, alright, so the number of times I tossed heads and got heads was 7, okay, so I've got 7 little bars in there, okay, so 7, okay. Now that I've coloured in all the 7, my total, I need to colour in all the tails, okay. So again, my little trick is, I have a look at my total, and then I go up and count to 13. I'll find 13, okay? And then I'll go across. So I don't go across the first one, because in the first one I've already got my heads, don't I? I need to go to the right column. So in my column here, okay, I need to match them up. So 13, okay, yep, and tails, yep, put a little circle there, okay? Then you can colour in all your little squares, okay, or your little rectangles up until 13, okay. So you might want to do it a faster way, okay, but making sure you do yours nice and neat, okay. Alright, so I'm just going to continue to draw. Try not to do what I just did and draw in the other box, because you don't want that to happen. Okay, so I'm just going to quickly draw these in. Okay, so once you've coloured in all your boxes and you've coloured into the right amount, so a total, and that is your bar graph, okay? And you can see there's a big difference between one and the other, isn't there? In my one, okay? I wonder how many more tails I've got compared to heads. Okay, so I can count these little boxes here. They give me a clue. Okay, so this is how you draw and make your bar graph. Okay, let's see how well and how nice and neat your bar graphs are going to be.